Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. In this video we'll talk about artificial intelligence, machine learning, deep learning and generative AI. Now why I'm creating this series is because I firmly believe that in coming few years generative AI and AI will be a significant part of any working profession. AI may not replace you, but those people who know AI or generative AI and how to use those will replace your jobs because it significantly improves your efficiency, the way you work in your day-to-day life. Either you are creating Excel files, either you are creating PPTs, even if you're writing a code or creating graphical images, generative AI can make your life easier and can make you more efficient. With that, let's start our first episode on generative AI series. So, given that it is an introductory session, I'll keep it as very high level and very simple without going into much deep technical jargons, just to make sure that all the beginners can understand what artificial intelligence is, what machine learning is, what deep learning is, and in the end what generative AI is and how generative AI is different from AI. All right, let's get started. So let's first understand what artificial intelligence is. So first and foremost, AI is not a tool. It's not a technology. It's a discipline. You can think it as a computer science subject. It is a concept which talks about mimicking human intelligence by smart computer programs. Yeah, that's it. And that's why we call it as artificial intelligence. Now, to achieve artificial intelligence, we use different tools and technologies, and that's when machine learning comes into the picture. Now, let's understand what machine learning and deep learning is. So, machine learning is basically used to predict the values based on its input data set. So, let's say, for example, uh, if you want to create a program which can predict what kind of fast food it is. So let's say you will provide the data sets of pizza, burgers and tacos. So these are three different types of fast foods, and then you will label all these uh, images, so to say, with different labels that okay, these are the images for pizza, these are the images for burger, and these are the images for tacos. And then you will put these data into machine learning model, and then machine learning model will get trained on the top of it. Now when you'll ask the machine learning model by providing an image that tell me whether it is pizza, burger or tacos, it will learn from his past data, and then it will give you the result that either it is pizza, burger or tacos. So that's what machine learning is. Now you can have a question that this can also be done by simple programming, by putting different condition. Now the difference here in machine learning model and conventional programming is that the conventional programming can only take decisions and provide you the result based on a specific, if the input is exactly the same as the data that that particular program has. Now the difference with machine learning model is it can predict the answer even if the exact answer is not there, but somewhat similar answer is there. So let's say if you have given the image of pizza, the type of pizza which is not there in its training data set, but still it will predict that it is a pizza based on the training that it has done on the input that has given to the machine learning model. So that's the difference between conventional programming and machine learning. Now let's understand how machine learning and deep learning are different. So what is deep learning? Deep learning is a subset of machine learning only. So it's like a special branch of machine learning which works on much more complex data structure, and it is used for much more complex problems, so to say. So while machine learning model simply works on the sample data, the deep learning works on the concept called artificial neural network. Now, what is it? So if you know, the human brain works on something called neurons, and there are trillions of neurons in the human brain, and when they interact with each other, then there is a certain sort of activity that human performs. So artificial neural network tries to mimic the same behavior of human brain by having this artificial neural network to make the intelligent decision, which a traditional machine learning model cannot. So let's go back to our pizza example just to simplify. So in the previous machine learning model, we given these specific inputs and data labels to different food types and different food types just to categorize that so that machine learning model can learn. This is what we call as supervised learning. Now on the other side, in deep learning, I can pass a bunch of images, text, and videos. This is basically an unstructured data without any sort of label. And these data are mixed of pizza, burgers, and tacos, and many more. It will learn by its own. I do not need to pass a specific label necessarily. It will learn from its own. It will make a pattern based on the input that it has got, and it will automatically predict that either it is pizza, burger, tacos, or anything else. So that's how deep learning is much more smarter than machine learning, but it is a subset of machine learning itself. So that's the difference between machine learning, deep learning. Now let's understand what generative AI is. So generative AI, again, it's a part of that wide, broader AI concepts, but it is different than machine learning and deep learning. While machine learning and deep learning are used to predict the answers based on its training data set, the generative AI's purpose is to generate new content based on the data that it has got. Again, in the background, it uses the artificial neural network, which is used in deep learning. But the purpose of generative AI, as the name suggests, generative AI, it is used to generate new content based on the data that it has. Now, the example of generative AI is ChatGPT, DALL-E, and Midjourney, and so on. So the purpose of these are to generate new content based on the data that it has. Now there are specific models to create generative AI tools. So yeah, that's what artificial intelligence, machine learning, deep learning, and generative AI is. So I hope you might have understood the basic differences between all of these. I will be doing hands-on implementation of different generative AI tools on this specific series so that you'll get to know how many different tools are there which uses the generative AI. I will also do a hands-on generative AI model implementation based on the pre-trained models, so that you'll get to know how you can leverage those existing models to create your own custom generative AI models. So if you are interested in generative AI, stay tuned. There's a lot coming up. Thank you.